The Fide Chess World Cup is underway. In this video, I'm going to focus on the match between Ravi Haria, I am from England, rated 2440, versus Etienne Bacrot, rating 2678, from France. Etienne Bacrot is 38 years old, peak rating 2749. Ravi Haria from England, 22 years old, peak rating 2463. Let's check out this game now. Haria has white, Bacrot has black. Both sides start with 1 hour and a half on the clock, plus 30 seconds per move. e4, c5, knight 3, d6, bishop b5 check, bishop d7, take, c4, getting a bind in the center. Knight f6. In the previous round, we saw Vadim Zvagintsev play e5, controlling the d4 square. But today, Bacrot goes knight f6, and after knight c3, g6, giving Haria the chance to play d4, central pawn break. Take, bishop g7. So we have a dragon, except for the fact that there are no light squared bishops anymore. f3, queen c7, attack the pawn, and now b3. Queen a5, attack the knight, bishop d2, castle. Temporarily misplacing the bishop, knight d5. Ravi now offers a trade. The queen goes back. If you do not trade, black is threatening the tactic knight takes e4. So if castle, knight takes e4, this bishop is attacking the knight. So Ravi now plays bishop e3. By the way, another interesting option is actually bishop c3. You don't actually get this option too often in the Sicilian. You actually place the bishop on the same diagonal. So if black kicks the knight away, take, now you can actually drop the knight back. So you offer a trade. Take, and let's just play from here. This is a weakness at the moment. e6, kick the knight away, take, and castle. So white has this central pawn structure controlling d5, but this is the pawn break black is going to play now, d5. And with this move, black has no problems. It's move 15, black has equalized. Take, rook c1, rook e8, attack the bishop, drop the bishop back, take. Equal position, 5 pawns each, knight, bishop, queen, 2 rooks. Let's see what happens. Queen a5, you attack the pawn, but also you plan to swing the queen over to the other side, a4. Controlling b5, so black does the same with a6. Now knight b5 is not possible. Queen c2, you control the c-file. Knight d7, b4, attack the queen. Queen swings over to h5 and knight b3. So Ravi, he's moving the knight away from the center, planning to go knight c5. Also clearing the path for the rook. This rook can go to d1. But with this move, knight b3, black now strikes with b5, attacking the pawn and the rook. 24 minutes for white, 54 minutes for black. Etienne is up half an hour on the clock. After b5, no problems for black. Take, rook e4, offering a trade, bishop e5. So not trading, because if you take, then you allow white's queen to be placed in the center of the board. So no trade. Bishop e5, threatening mate in 1. Always a good idea. And here Ravi defended with h3. Another option is actually bishop g3, because black's bishop is better than white, so it is possible to offer this trade. Another really cool option, which is the top option pointed out by Stockfish, is not h3. That's the funny thing. You can play h4. If black is careless with a nothing move like knight f6, g4, and the queen is trapped. Queen h6, g5. You lose the knight. So h4 is a cool move. One option, black can get queen back in the game, and knight d4, the game goes on, even queen c6 as well. So that is one option. However, in the game, h3 was played. Knight f6, rook h4. 12 minutes for white, 43 minutes for black. Rook c8. Ravi attacks Etienne's queen, but Etienne does the same. Both queens are attacked. Now, one interesting thing is, why didn't black just move the queen here? You don't want to go queen f5 because you just totally ruin your structure. Why not queen g5? Maybe this is the idea Ravi had in mind. f4. Attacking the bishop and the queen. So what happens if take, and now bishop d4. Bishop and rook attack the knight on f6. Queen moves out of the way, take, and rook e1. So, I mean, the game could have gone along this route, and I would say white is a little bit better. Drop the bishop back, the rooks come off. Black has a pawn and a rook for the knight and bishop, so it is materially equal, but I don't know. I don't really know how to assess this position. I think I would pick white here. But white's king is not as safe. He doesn't have an f-pawn here. So maybe this is why Etienne did not go for this route, because knight and bishop are normally a lot stronger than the rook. So rook h4, rook a c8, offering a trade, and in this position, unfortunately, Ravi blundered with knight c5. Perhaps it's time to call it a day. Rooks attack each other's queen, so trade. Queen takes rook. Take, take, take. And it's very close to a draw, but a few accurate moves needed. Black's bishop is more active, so let's offer a trade. And if a trade happens, then it's very, very close to a draw. So that is one option. However, in the game, Ravi blundered with knight c5. Now, why is this a mistake? Queen g5. Black is actually controlling a lot of dark squares. More importantly, this rook is out of the game. Queen d3. You attack the pawn, but that's the problem. White is going to waste time going after b5. Rook d8, you attack the queen. Queen takes pawn, and now bishop g3. Perhaps this is the idea Ravi missed. You attack the rook, and this rook, it really doesn't have a good square. It can swing over to c4, but there's a problem with that, which I'm going to show soon. Queen c4 was actually played in the game. White has 1 minute 52, black has 35 minutes. Ravi is in serious time trouble and is losing the thread. So what happens if you take? Queen takes g3. The rook is under attack, and black has mate all of a sudden. If you move the rook to c4, then rook d2, game over. There's no good way to stop mate on g2. Queen c4 played. And that's the thing. Etienne, he doesn't even take the rook because he's calculated a few moves further and realizes white's king is very weak. If you take, I guess white's getting out a little bit. Queen e5, game goes on. I mean, black's winning, but he's still got work to do. So bishop takes f2 check. Very accurate move from Etienne. If you take with a king, rook d2 check. If you take with a rook, rook e1 check, which is what happened. Rook f1 block. If you go king h2, unfortunately, it's just mate on the back. Rook d1, game over. There's no good way to stop rook h1 mate. After rook e1 check, rook f1, take. You cannot take with a queen because this rook is hanging. That's been the problem the entire game. Rook takes f1 check, king takes f1, and now rook d1 check. And in this position, Ravi resigned. Rook d1 check, it's over. After king e2, queen d2 is mate. If you go king f2, rook d2 check, and then you're going to collect on g2. An unfortunate day for Ravi. Tomorrow, he has to bounce back with the black pieces against Etienne Bacrot. Let's see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like and subscribe to the channel at the same time. By the way, here's YouTube's suggestion for what to watch next. But if you don't like that option, you might like Youngest Chess French Grandmaster. Who is Modesty? I'm suggesting that because in this video we saw Etienne Bacrot, French number 2. Now if you don't like that video, you might like this one. Expect the unexpected. How did Ravi beat a 2608 Russian GM? Thanks for watching.